When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Black lives are under attack, what do we do? Fight back! No to Prop P. No to Prop P. No Prop P.
No Prop P.
No Prop P.
No Prop P.
No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. No Prop P. Enough in training camp. Is violence. Is violence. Is violence.
White silence.
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 Is violence. Is violence. Is violence. Is violence. Is violence. is violence, 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 is violence.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey, don't be assaulting nobody, homie.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight
Did you
back.
just see that?
Stand up, fight back.
Come on, guys. They ain't supposed to touch you. If you don't touch police, they ain't supposed to touch you.
Hey, you're not supposed to touch us and we ain't supposed to touch you.
Don't touch police, they won't touch you.
Why'd you just strike him for?
Don't touch police, they won't touch you. Step inside. Everybody block. They got room to go by. They got room to go by.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. They've got room to go by.
You're gonna arrest him?
You'll take him.
Nobody's getting in anyway.
What's your name? You hiding your badge.
Anderson.
Anderson.
Are you in charge?
I'm right now.
He's not in charge.
I'm position away. I'm right here in this car.
So what? What, you gonna take
No,
us to
stand
jail?
up here. You in charge.
Huh? What you gonna do? You in charge, stand by your people.
Y'all told the judge the other day you didn't have any rules. Yeah? Come on across, guys.
Hey, touch one, touch all. Remember that. Take one, take all. Remember that.
White silence is violence. White silence is violence. White silence is violence. White silence is violence.
Enjoy your show.
Is violence.
Enjoy your show. Enjoy your show.
White silence.
Is violence.
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 We got the aggressive squad over here.
Everybody's human. We're all created by God. God has made everything.
Let's take a look at one of these things. So he's basically
United, we'll never be divided. The people, united, will 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 never be divided. The people,
United.
will never be divided. The people, united, will never be divided. The people, united, will never be divided. The people, united, will never be divided.
No justice. No justice. No racist. No justice.
The people, united, will never be divided. The people, united, will never be divided. The people, united, will never be divided.
No justice. No racist. No justice. No racist. They think it's a game. They think it's a game.
It's a joke.
They think it's a game. They think it's a game.
It's violence.
It's violent. It's violent.
It's violence.
It's violent.
Wait for this one.
It's violence. 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 It's violence.
is violence.
But you know, if we took like a question,
The spiritual
This is public property, ain't it?
Huh?
Public property, ain't it?
Private property.
Who paid for it?
Leased by them.
It's it's leased by them, owned by who? Owned by who? Who paid for it?
Ask the guy in the white.
Some speakouts highlighting the family members of people shot by police here in St. Louis and around the country. The protesters marched in the rain, came to the Scott Trade Center here, where a concert is going on. Police had already formed a bike line in front of it before protests even got here, which probably what attracted people to come here and protest. Police protecting property.
White shirt.
First
Who paid for it?
Private property, as they
You
call
know
it.
who paid for it.
Even though the Scott Trade Center was paid for by taxpayer TIF dollars. So although it's technically privately owned, it was paid for by the taxpayers. Something that happens all too often in Chicago as well.
Ask the guy in the white shirt.
Who paid for it? You know who paid for it.
Ask the guy
Who
in the
paid
white
for
shirt.
your salary? St. Louis City? You can't answer that question, do you? No, you don't. How can you police people you don't know? You had to answer for everything else. No answer for that? Talk to the guy in the white shirt about...
Black stuff out here. So that's a problem for y'all. Y'all was fine when these white folks were standing right here, but when a black person came, y'all came down here. And you
living in St. Louis City. So you don't live in St. Louis City? No, you don't. Yeah. So you...
He was already right here. You wonder why we are out here and what our point is. Because something is wrong with y'all internally. Something triggered you.
Put your mace away. Put your mace away. Put your mace away. Put your mace away.
By the way, we found out in court that's considered a fogger, and you have to warn before you use chemical munitions. That's classified under munitions. Only the little one that you carry is not classified chemical munitions. You have to give a warning before you use that. You admitted that in court. Is that a fogger, sir? Is that a mace fogger, sir? Is that considered a fogger? What is that considered?
Yes, actually it is.
Yes, no, your 3 cops said in court that blue canister is considered a fogger. You cannot use that until you declare a warning that you may use chemical munitions. In federal court, you said your boss said that was a fogger, sir, and you just denied it.
You all are still right.
Tighten up. I mean, you tell them that's trespassing, go in the building, or come on this side like you told me.
So in court, they like to classify all their fucking different chemicals, but when you ask them, they don't classify it for you. They say it's all the same, but in court, they say it's not all the same. They lie, they get caught lying in court, and nothing happens to these little fuckers.
Everybody that's trespassing.
He cannot use that fogger, as they call it.
They watching it.
Just standing his ground.
They stand up watching it doing the same thing I was doing.
That I don't know.
You are the
box office tomorrow.
A lot more police coming in. Of course, you see nothing is happening except the officer brandishing his mace. Again, in federal court, police testified those blue cans are considered mace foggers. And they, with all their bullshit, they're saying they can only use the foggers. It's considered chemical munitions. They have to give warnings before using chemical munitions.
Sir, can you get on the other side of the ballot?
It's not really a technical line. You realize that, right? It does not actually. It actually does not. I'm moving, but you realize you're lying to me because your bosses are lying to you. You can't just say lies and say it's lawful, though. You realize that. That's why nobody trusts you guys.
But they can hit you with their bike.
You can hit me, you can mace me, but you can say bullshit, and you wonder why nobody trusts you guys.
But if you touch their bike, they'll arrest you for assault. Don't touch their bike, Lisa. Don't touch the bike. They'll arrest you. Double dare you, Ray Rudy. Ray Rudy, we're tight now. We're fine. Okay, so arrest him. I want to know what magic law lets you know who has a ticket and who doesn't.
Standing here the whole time. I know, but now we're asking you to move back. Why? Why? Because this is private property.
This is not fucking private property. Let me call your commander.
Where's the
Tell him
line?
y'all fucking lying.
Property.
Tell him I said hi.
Okay.
You guys have lied about private property twice already in the last month. How can we trust you? You can we found out in court you can literally say anything you want. Anything.
You do actually know you're currently being sued, right?
For exactly this kind of
I'm
behavior.
guessing that
And you realize all the lies you told me tonight that contradict what your bosses said in court are going to go online. And it's going to be great.
And I'm guessing within a week you'll all be demasculated.
So we've heard this argument time and time again that if it's private property, you can't stand, like, here's the blue things they say, on the other side where he's standing is private property. So he challenged it.
Ray Mooney,
Let's go. Let's go. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Let's go now.
y'all not getting no raise. White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists! White supremacists! White
Lock arms.
Stopping right here.
Right here. And thanks for stopping and joining us in solidarity. I think we stand right here. Right here. Stand right here. For at least 15 minutes. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, y'all. I'm signing off for the night. Y'all have a good night.
So they've got automatic weapons out for some reason here. That nothing intimidates a crowd like automatic weapons in a peaceful crowd. What's with the assault rifle? Why do you guys have assault rifles out? Okay then. Is that who it is? That is.
And they will remember that the rest of their life.
That makes me mad. We will check. So apparently it's the Katy Perry concert that's going on at the Scott Trade Center. Katy Perry's been very, I want to say, outspoken lately about social justice. She's even had interviews with DeRay. I want to know if she's saying anything about this inside the Scott Trade Center tonight, of what's going on here in St. Louis, which is what made DeRay popular in the first place. What is happening outside of her concert here? I'm curious if she's mentioning that inside. And we do have some officers getting into helmets, their billy clubs out. I even saw a couple with automatic rifles out in their commando uniforms playing Street Commando.
serve. So what? Serve. Go solve these murders in the city. Come on, what you do? And we know you hate black folks, but so what? Okay. We still gonna be young and strong. And I'm still gonna look at you. So what?
How do I hate black people? I'm married to a
Just because you have a black friend or you have one in your family does not mean you can't be systemically racist. You're holding up a systemic...
Take a walk.
Take a walk? How about you suck my dick? Find that funny?
Yeah, I find
Good.
rather amusing.
Good. I find your fucking presence rather amusing. I find your fucking attitude rather amusing. And you wonder why these people are out here protesting every day, because of your fucking smug attitude like that. Good? Okay, good. Good then.
So what is your name?
Yeah, what do you mean by good? What do you mean by that?
What is your name? Keith, what is your name?
Are you paid to be a sarcastic asshole is what we're wondering.
So what is your name? Oh, the state troopers are here. Oh, man.
Perhaps he let him have it.
You know how, man? Once I get over that level.
Oh, Ramsey reaches a level, then his hat's off.
Well, motherfucker tells me to take a walk like he has some legal, like that's some legal thing. Take a walk. Because he didn't want to hear about systemic racism. He was trying to use the excuse because he has a black white. How can he be racist? Please.
He told you that?
He told me that.
He said what?
He played the black, I have a black friend card. That's what he did.
If you know how many black friends you got, you racist.
There you go. If you have to name the reason why you're not racist hinged on one person that you know, you are clearly racist and you just don't realize it. And that's okay. You know what? That officer's okay because he just needs to be woken up. It's fine. And maybe it'll take more white people like me calling him a fucking jackass to get it through his goddamn head.
Everybody go celebrate.
What did he say? He was just being... Nope.
Let's go! Let's go! I got you.
I'll explain later, but it's like...
Alright.
Didn't mind right now. Very quick. They're looking to anything to...
Stand up, fight back! Right now! Stand up, fight back! Right now! Stand up, fight back!
No. Yes and no. Yes and no. I didn't know what you meant. No. Am I still on it? No. Yeah. All right, folks. So Calm Z is back for you to give you a recap of what's happened today. There was a early reaction about 2 o'clock in front of the police academy. A small group of people had some speak-outs and teach-ins, and then met up with the larger group around 4:30 in front of the police headquarters. A few hundred people there at least. Teach-ins, they did a die-in, chalkings, highlighting the family members that were there today who have had loved ones shot and killed by police and by police brutality, and even mentioning people around the country. Then protesters marched, got around the corner of the Scott Trade Center. There was a line of bike cops there. I don't know if this is where people were intending to march or if that's just what attracted people, but there was a standoff there in front, cops making up lines, what is private and not private property, where people could stand. Again, the Scott Trade Center was paid for with a large TIF, with a lot of TIF money, which obviously is taxpayer-funded money going to private corporations to build within the city. So technically it is taxpayer-funded. And people now beginning to march back in the direction where we came from. Fortunately, the rain has let up on us.
my car.
Mighty, mighty people fighting for justice. Justice for the people. Stand up like that. Stand up like that. Stand up like that.
We are the people. Mighty, mighty people. Mighty people. Fighting for justice. Justice. No justice for the people. For the people. Everywhere we go. The people wanna know.
democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show them what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show them what a family looks like.
This is what a family looks like.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
Police.
No
Justice. No peace.
No racist.
Police. No justice. No peace.
No racist.
Police.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke.
It ain't no game.
It ain't no 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 joke.
You know what? It's whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets. Our streets.
Who's downtown?
We're downtown. We're downtown. Our streets. 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 Our streets.
march stopping for some reason. So we are almost back to the police headquarters where we started here, so the action may be wrapping up here shortly. So just so you guys are aware, tomorrow back in court with the ACLU temporary injunction hearing before the ACLU actual lawsuit starts. Continuation of the first 2 days of testimony. There's still at least two more cops possibly to take the stand. One of them might be Sergeant Jemerson. Rossamano completed his testimony last week. So I plan on being there to give a third day wrap-up and report. We're also going to work on a larger article highlighting what we've learned in the ACLU court case with the officers testifying so far. So we'll be working on that this week. Don't know if it's going to be an article or a video or a conjunction of both, probably both. So back in court tomorrow. And if you look at the bottom of your screen, if you go to rebz.tv/donate, you can help me grow this new medium that we're forming here, rebz.tv. Where to follow. No amount is too small. I mean, I've got little charges like parking, food, gas, just on a daily basis around here in St. Louis and elsewhere. So again, no amount is too small. Larger amounts help me get equipment and where I'm going to go next. And you can also be a monthly contributor now for as little as $1, $3, $5 or more a month. You can be part of the RebZ TV team and help me keep this a sustainable practice so I can keep going with this, stay in St. Louis as long as I need it, and elsewhere. There's a lot of Nazi rallies coming up. I might head to a few of those soon. So keep your heads open or your eyes open for that. And again, if enough people do those $1, $3 donations a month, that adds up. I can get my data costs covered. That's my first goal to get with the monthly donations, is to sustainably keep my data flowing month to month so I don't have to worry about that. Some months there's not as much to stream, some months there's more. And with these contracts, you can't predict that ahead of time. So to have that covered, to give me the freedom to be where I need to be, is going to be very helpful. So go to rebz.tv/donate. If you've wanted to donate to me for a while, now you've got your chance to make it a lot easier for you. There's 4 different ways on the site you can contribute, 5 different ways on the site you can contribute to the team. Also, if we've got any computer guys out there that have just some scraps of Bitcoin laying around you don't know what to do with, toss it my way. I can give that to my webmaster and keep the website growing, keep him happy. If I keep him fed and happy, you guys are going to appreciate it in the long term. If you guys like the website and the multi-streaming I going now, a lot of that is because I have him on the back end to help me out. So send me some Bitcoin, I can put it in his hands, and we can keep going with that team we got going right there. He's amazing.
We thought that. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go out with a bang, right?
Yeah.
All these beautiful t-shirts we made.
We're going to leave them right here.
Leave them out to dry right here.
Right here.
I gotta see the love.
Dry right here.
I gotta see the name.
They need to see all of these names. Of all of my brothers and sisters that they were slaughtered.
What is that noise?
So those t-shirts with the blood on it and the names and all that, victims, hang it on up out here. Wait.
Hang y'all shirts up on the railing so they can remember all the things that they have taken away.
So at the beginning of the action, protesters marked names of victims of police brutality and violence on their shirts, and now they're hanging them up on the barricades in front of the police headquarters to end the action, giving the police a few gifts.
On TV, they be cut the umbrella way back.
Y'all can't touch Steve sleeve. Yeah, tie it up.
Excuse me real quick. Sorry, man. Sorry. That's all right. That's all right. Just real quick. All right, you're good. So about 4:30 today, just to recap, 4:30 today, there was an action earlier in the day, but the second action, people met up in front of the police headquarters here, 4:30, 5 o'clock or so. People started having speak outs today, was highlighting victims' families of police brutality and violence. There were a few mothers here speaking out, and then others in proxy for other people murdered by police speaking out. And they had white t-shirts. They put fake blood and wrote names of people killed by police on the t-shirt from St. Louis and around the country. Protesters marched, briefly blocked one of the exit ramps from the highway over here for a little while, then marched. They're going towards the Scott Trade Center. There was a line of bike cops at the Scott Trade Center. So either some of the organizers planned on going there because there was the Katy Perry concert going tonight, or just happened to walk by and there were bike cops there, which of course draws the crowd because they're protecting property like they do, the most expensive private property they'll get in front of, even when it's people not intending to do anything to it, which of course, like I said, draws people's attention to that. Protesters marched on back to where they started here at the police headquarters, dropping off the shirts from earlier in the day with the names of people killed by police, leaving them as a present on the barricades that encircle the entire St. Louis police headquarters. And I'm just going to show you guys see the ATM sign right there. That pretty much highlights, you see St. Police headquarters, and the first sign you see is a neon sign saying ATM, and you see that at every single police lockup headquarters, you go to get your equipment, where all the different locations have these ATMs because it's basically a poor tax we've dealt with in St. Louis and the municipalities around. That's one of the things that led to Ferguson, is people being harassed by police, in jail for parking tickets because they get the same ticket on the same night going through multiple municipalities in the county. They get swept up in the city under the warrants from the county. They get in jail, and they have to, if they have a few $100s, they can use the ATM and get out. If they don't, they sit in jail for months.
Jail for months.
I'm just highlighting how you see the ATM sign. Like, police headquarters, the only sign you see lit up is ATM.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like highlights St. Louis to me. You know, because you see that in all the police departments. Mm-hmm. It's a cash. It's a way to get cash, or keep you in jail because you don't got the cash.
Mm-hmm. They should have all the money in the world by now.
You would think.
Look at the evidence room. Got all the drugs down there. Then these the same cops that put drugs on the streets. Shit, they should be paying for people's bills. You ask me.
With all that drug money.
Right. So when you come out here, please listen to them. If you got another agenda, you need to be in a different group. If we tell you to come, because we're taking the whole group, you need to come. If you don't come, you have a different agenda. And what you do when you don't listen to the organizers, you put everybody at risk, because then we gotta come back and get you. Just so we're clear. They may not say that in the front, but for those of us who are walking in the back, trying to be somewhat of security, it's about trying to keep you safe. Because if you end up by yourself or in small groups, you might end up in jail by yourself and no one will know. Or with your ass beat. And so please, you've got to listen to the organizers. Please. It's for your safety. It's for everybody's safety. So stop doing dumbass stuff. Because you want to be seen. Because you want to be seen. Because you want to be seen. Ain't no time for that. And I'm going to tell you right now, 6 of you, 8 of you, you want to stay back, I'm only going to ask you 3 times. After that, you're on your own. Seriously. All right, Melissa.
Well, all right.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys have been following us on our page, right? Yeah. All right, if you haven't, just say expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
Expect us.
That's our page. So for our future plan, you have to check into that and know how we can is that anything with our favorite? I'm sorry. I'm tired. Ready. I know y'all.
All right, folks, I am going to bring the broadcast down here in a minute. Don't forget to visit the website, rebzy.tv. Check out our articles. We're going to get some new ones out this week, but we've got some great ones from the Roast of Mono series highlighting 0311 Tactical. First one's on Rosamano, next one's on Captain Deba, and then we've got a Jason Flannery piece in there, so we got 3 pieces to check out. And if there's any actions going on tomorrow that I find out about, I will be live there. Check that out. And again, if you have wanted to donate to me for a while, I make it very easy for you now. Just go to rebzy.tv/donate. There's 5 different ways you can help out me here in St. Louis and in the future. Become a monthly contributor for as little as $1 a month. You won't even notice it. $1 a month, multiply that by a few hundred people. I can get my data covered and not have to worry about where I'm going to be. I want to thank everybody who's helped me out so far. It's been quite a trip since Charlottesville. I want to thank some of the people that helped me out after Charlottesville. A lot of those donations helped me get to Boston and then get to St. Louis to start a foundation here. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys believing in me and what I do. And shout out to all my mods and my webmaster and my other partners on this venture. All volunteer right now. You guys are doing amazing work. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
We have nothing to lose Thank you.